300 kilometers south of Rome in Basilicata, nestled in the arch of Italy's boot, Angela Scutari prepares each and every meal at her bed and breakfast as if for her own family. From her humble kitchen, the distinct flavors of her Albanian heritage blend with Southern Italian traditions.
Permesso? Angela?
Ciao!
Oh, ciao, finalmente.
Finalmente.
Dopo tutto questo
Elisabeth,
tempo che
ci siamo
parliamo.
sempre...
This property's been in Angela's family since the late 17th, early 18th century, and it was originally a farm.
Era semplice, come se fosse...
In 1992, they decided to turn it into a hotel, which they now run as a family.
Come si chiama?
Striglie.
Striglie.
Striglie, sì.
It's a kind of pasta.
Pasta fresca, vedi una cosa.
Hai fatto questo stamattina? You made this morning?
Sì.
Angela prides herself on her heritage. A group of refugees came from Albania and settled here. It's been 4 centuries that they've been here, yet they still speak their own dialect and carry on their own traditions, including cooking.
Ah, so these get boiled in sauce, in salsa, e poi invece di formaggio
usiamo
instead of
mollica.
grated cheese, she uses
Questa mollica.
a paprika-scented breadcrumbs over the top. Oh, che bel profumo.
Vedi?
What a
Ma
beautiful
senti,
smell.
senti.
Oh.
Senti.
Oh, wow.
Rifacciamo. C'è un po' di basilicata, di sud, di
The
mediterraneo.
dishes that Angela cooks are informed by the fact that they're in Basilicata, and she tends to always uses the fruits of the earth. She has her own vegetable garden, or orto. She gets a lot of her produce from there. Things like the dried Sinisi peppers are predominant in her cooking, and other ingredients from the area, and that sort of defines her dishes.
Ma questa e c'è anche origano sopra?
Sì.
This is the pizza.
E poi da noi qui c'è un rapporto...
The pleasure certainly comes from when Angela brings things to the table and they're enjoying it. That's the enjoyable part of her cooking. And even though people pay for her food, obviously, she really feels like she's inviting them into her home to be a part of her family.
Oil,
Sì.
anchovies, and the wild oregano in it. She lets that sit in the oil for a while. She spreads it into the pizza, folds it about 5 times.
Questa va al forno.
Oh, it smells so beautiful.
E vedi, ti faccio mangiare questa, guarda. Così.
And now we're putting a little bit of the wild oregano on top. Non ci vuole.
Così. Cioè, quello è bello farlo così, guarda, no?
The dirtier you get, the better it is.
Più si sporca è meglio è.
I need an apron too.
One of the things that Angela brings to her cooking is a knowledge of all the wild ingredients that grow around the house. Much of them come from the vegetable garden that she grows, but a lot of the elements that go into her cooking grow spontaneously, whether it's the wild thyme that grows along the edge of the road, whether it's wild asparagus and chestnuts, and the list goes on. To the inexperienced eye, it might appear that Angela's going out and picking just random greens. Everything that goes into her hand, she knows exactly not only what it is, but what she's going to do with it.
Oh, yes.
So these are, dove ha preso questi?
Dall'orto.
She got these from the garden this morning, these zucchini
Ti
greens.
prendo una cosa
She's
di
taking off the stringy part around the leaf and cutting them up. I never knew that you could eat zucchini leaves.
Noi mangiamo anche la pianta.
She's explaining that they eat the entire plant here when it's young. She boils them for about 10 minutes.
Tre coppie francesi.
So and then in a separate pot, she takes a little bit of oil, a little aglio, a little garlic, a few little tomatoes, and a ton of basil. And she stirs that around, and she adds the vegetables that have already been boiled. And then at the last minute, she cuts the flowers up and adds them on top.
Io cucino senza sale.
Angela wants me to let her know if there's enough salt.
Poco sale io.
Oh my God.
Dai.
This is so good, so wonderful. No, sale è perfetto, the salt's perfect. And you can taste basil, lots of basil. Prima hai fatto così come un chef vero,
No, io non sono una chef, gliel'ho detta. Gliel'ho detto.
Angela keeps saying she's not a chef.
Io non sono
If you're not a chef, what are you?
una mamma che cucina.
She's a mama who cooks.
Ci capita spesso. Non
Here, Angela tries to cook simply. She cooks as if she was cooking for her own family, even though she's cooking for people that come from all over the world and all over Italy.
più elaborati i piatti, però.
People do seem to like Angela's food, and she gets a lot of compliments.
Siamo professionisti.
But they are not professionals. She keeps saying she's a home cook, and that's what she does, simple food.
So this is the pizza that we watched her
Si
make
mangia
earlier.
con le mani. Con le mani, non
She
si può
says
mangiare
you
con
have to
coltello
eat this
perché
with
mi
your
spiace.
hands. Mai mangiato. I've never eaten this before.
Mangia che cresci.
She says, eat more, you have to grow.
Questa pasta non è che si fa tutto.
Not only are the people of Basilicata proud of their food because it differs from the rest of Italy, the people of this specific town are proud of their food. In Basilicata, the food changes when you go from one town to the next. So the dishes that Angela is making here aren't necessarily available 30 kilometers down the road.
The ingredients are simple, but what she does with them is incredible. I mean, she takes potatoes and ricotta and turns it into this mini masterpiece with her fresh herbs. The crepes are stuffed with mushrooms that she harvested herself. It's all, the tastes are just so intense and so amazing. It's extraordinary. You can't eat like this in Milan and Rome. It doesn't exist. And she thinks she's not a chef.